Okay, so you're here because you want to get informed right, you want to dive deep, and you don't want to waste any time.
No fluff, just the facts.
That's exactly it. And luckily, that's what we do best, right?
hmm
Today we're talking about Pakhala Dibasa.
Sounds delicious already.
And to get into it, you sent us this interesting blog post.
Yeah, it's called Pakhala Dibasa. Then we'll pitch it up on it, will we?
And it looks like it's from March 18, 2019. So we're going way back.
Back in time. But you know what hasn't changed? A good plate of Pakhala.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to unpack today.
Yeah.
Why is March 20th celebrated as Pakhala Dibasa?
And what is it about Pakhala itself? What makes it so special?
All right, so first things first. For those who aren't familiar, what exactly are we talking about here? What is Pakhala?
Okay, so Pakhala, the blog post, tells us it's an Odia word. And it refers to this like really basic Indian dish. Just think cooked rice and then you wash it.
You wash rice.
Yeah, you wash it or let it kind of ferment a little bit in water.
Interesting.
Really simple, but really versatile, really refreshing. And the liquid part actually, you know, the starchy water, it's called something specific in Odia.
Oh, so there's a word for the water too.
Yeah, it's called toro.
Tora.
Toro.
Okay, cool. So it's more than just like soaking rice.
Yeah, sometimes a little fermentation is involved.
Interesting. Now, the blog post mentions that it's an Odia word, but this isn't like some super obscure dish, right?
Not at all.
Like it's got a wider reach.
Absolutely. Pakhala is super important to Odisha. It's like a core part of their culinary traditions.
Yeah.
But you'll find similar things in Assam, Bengal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh,
Wow.
even down south in Tamil Nadu.
So all over India, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. The blog post calls it, you know, a real Indian food tradition.
All right. So we've got Pakhala, the dish.
Right.
Now let's get to the day. Pakhala Dibasa. Why a whole day dedicated to this?
What's cool is it's all about the seasons changing. The
Oh.
blog post points out that Pakhala is like the perfect summer dish.
Right, because it's so light and refreshing.
Exactly. And celebrating Pakhala Dibasa, that's all tied to when summer starts.
Makes sense. In February and March, that's when spring is happening. So March is like the lead up to summer.
That's it. March is basically saying, hey, summer's coming.
So it's not just the end of spring, it's like the welcome party for summer.
Exactly. And the blog post even talks about the March equinox. You know that time in late March when day and night are basically equal everywhere, usually between the 19th and the 21st? That's when they decided on March 20th.
So it's not just random. They really thought about this date.
Yeah, it was a choice, a deliberate decision.
For soaked rice.
For soaked rice.
Wow.
The blog post says the Odia people, they decided, we're going to celebrate Pakhala Dibasa every year on March 20th.
Like a formal welcome to summer.
Exactly. It's like a marker in their culture. The weather's changing. Time to eat Pakhala.
Oh, and I like how the blog post calls Pakhala Dibasa a formality day.
A formality day.
Yeah, they compare it to Valentine's Day.
Oh, I see. So it's like we officially celebrate it then.
Exactly. I mean, we Pakhala all the time, probably.
Right.
But Pakhala Dibasa is like a special occasion.
A time to get together, you
Yeah.
know, enjoy it with friends and family.
A community thing.
Exactly. The blog post says people get together and they make sure to have Pakhala for lunch on this day.
And it sounds like a lot of people celebrate. The blog says from ordinary people to government employees.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah, not just a small group. It's something everyone takes part in. What do you think that says about Odia culture? That something as simple as soaked rice could be such a big celebration for everybody.
It's interesting. Maybe it's like a love for the simple things.
Yeah.
Maybe a connection to their agricultural roots, a sense of community, like you said, all built around sharing this really basic but delicious food.
I like that, sharing simple pleasures. Now, you can't just have plain Pakhala, can you?
Oh, no. Gotta have the sides.
What are we talking about here? The blog post mentions a food photography blog, which I'm guessing has some amazing pictures.
Oh, yeah. The visuals are incredible.
So tell us about these essential side dishes. What makes a Pakhala meal complete?
Okay, so the blog gives us a whole list. And you can see how Pakhala is like elevated with these sides.
Yeah,
They add all this flavor and texture to the rice.
I'm ready. Hit me with the must-have sides.
All right, so first up, roasted tomato and body.
Body, what's that?
Body is like these sun-dried lentil dumplings. They give you a nice chewy texture and a really savory flavor.
Okay, I'm into it.
Another one is roasted eggplant, and they serve that with chopped onions and some green chili for a little heat.
Oh man, that sounds good.
Simple, but so flavorful.
What else?
We've got fried aloo with mustard. Think crispy potatoes with that sharp mustard flavor. Then there's eggplant fry, another classic. And then something a little different, besan vada made from pumpkin flour.
pumpkin flour, like the flour itself.
Yep, it's a savory fritter. And finally, you can't forget fish curry made with fried fish. Shows that Pakhala can be paired with something more substantial, too.
Wow, that's quite a spread. It sounds like a real feast.
Yeah, it's about sharing a meal with everyone.
Now, the blog post itself, it's not just about the day and the food. It also links to other things online. It's like a little Pakhala Dibasa internet rabbit hole.
Right, like a guide to all things Pakhala.
Exactly. So what else does it point us to?
Okay, so it mentions a couple of other blog posts on the same website. One is called Odia Food 1, Pakhala, Barichura, and other lovely items.
So more about Odia food in general.
Yeah, that one seems to be like a bigger overview of Pakhala and other regional dishes. And then there's one that's specifically about serving Pakhala.
Oh, really?
It's called Pakhala Kansa for Pakhala Dibasa.
Gansa.
Kansa. I think that refers to like a traditional bell metal dish.
Like a special serving dish.
Yeah, they often use it for special meals, so it shows how important Pakhala is, especially on Pakhala Dibasa.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just what you eat, but how you serve it, too. There's a whole cultural aspect to it.
Right. And then there's also a link to a vlog.
A video blog.
Yeah, it's called Pakhala Dibasa Vlog by Gapu. So that's cool because it's like a more visual perspective on the celebration.
You get to see how it all happens.
Exactly. And speaking of seeing, there are some beautiful pictures on the blog post itself.
Oh, yeah, lots of photos of the food.
And the blog credits Sangram Keshari Senapati as the author and the photographer. There's even a note asking people to give credit if they share the pictures.
Right, always credit the artist. And it looks like the blog post is connected to social media, too.
Yeah, there are tags like Photoblog, Facebook, and Twitter, so they're definitely sharing this beyond just the blog.
And people were responding, too. There's a comment section, and they even included a couple of examples.
Yeah, one says, Baya Kamal Kridalu, which seems like a really positive comment. And then another one says, Diego, Dihat Arjo, which I think means very good.
With some enthusiastic emojis.
Yeah, it's cool to see people connecting over this tradition.
Now there's something called Shubapalaba magazine, mentioned on the blog, too. And this Pakhala Dibasa post, it's in the trending section.
What's interesting is it's not just trending from when it was first published in 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it shows up again in June 2022 as a trending topic. It's even got a slightly different title, Pakhala Dibasa, celebrating the Odia delicacy. So it's clearly something that keeps coming back into the spotlight. It makes you wonder what happened in June 2022.
Yeah, why did it suddenly trend again? Maybe some big event or a discussion online that brought it back up.
Who knows? But it's clearly not a one-time thing. This is a tradition that people are talking about.
Okay, so what else is trending alongside it?
Let's see, we've got stuff about Holi.
Holi, the Festival of Colors.
Exactly. Happy Holi 2024 date, rituals, and Dola Purnima. Then there's a mention of Brahmangon Malana, probably some kind of local fair or gathering. And then something about 10 names of Mahalaxmi for Sudasha Brata, which sounds religious.
Wow, so it's a real mix of cultural topics.
Right. It gives you a good sense of what people are interested in. Seasonal celebrations, local events, religious practices. It's all connected.
A real snapshot of the culture. And there are links to our song, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, too, so they're really active online.
Yeah, they're using all the platforms to share their content and connect with people. It's smart.
Definitely. And then at the very bottom, we've got the footer menu widget with the usual stuff: home, about, contact us, privacy policy.
All the important links.
All right, so we've really gone deep on this Pakhala Dibasa blog post.
Yeah, we really dug in.
And so for you, our listener, let's sum up what we learned.
Okay, so Pakhala Dibasa is celebrated on March 20th every year in Odisha.
Right.
And it's more than just a day to eat some delicious pakhala. It's a cultural event, a way of saying hello to summer.
A formal welcome.
Yeah. And it's timed around the March equinox, so there's a real connection to the changing seasons.
And of course, the star of the show is Pakhala.
That simple dish of soaked rice or slightly fermented rice.
With all those amazing side dishes.
Exactly. It's a real community celebration. People get together, they share a meal, and it's all about this food that's so tied to their culture and their history.
It's fascinating to see how something so simple can be so meaningful.
Yeah, it makes you think about the food we eat every day. Do our everyday foods have these kinds of stories and meanings too?
That's something to think about.
Yeah.
What seemingly ordinary dish in your life has a special cultural significance?
Yeah, it's worth exploring.
I think that's a great place to leave it.
Yeah, food for thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Pakhala Dibasa.
And until next time, happy eating!
Stay curious out there.